Hello everyone, this is Cookies. I've got turn 60. Long awaited. It's been a while since we've had a turn roll, so if I remember right, TNG had just done a pretty epic cap defense against a whole bunch of thugs meant to kill the cat, but the cat had come out victorious, killing a number of thugged out giants. And Helheim had their remaining forts under siege, but I believe had defeated a storm attempt from But we'll have to go ahead and hop in. I mean, I still see a large number of battles from Helheim, so Helheim's clearly got some fight. And then Hinnom was fighting Berytos, Marverni, and Fomoria. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Right off the rip here, I think these are all air elementals. This is a very expensive magic phase operation. So we've got 10 air gems, and it's in the magic phase, so it's 25 air gems to conduct this raid. And there's actually a fair amount of shit here. We've got a Jarl Thug. Got a Hellcarl, a couple of them. I mean, it's a great loot opportunity. There's so many research boosters here. A few Sacreds. I think this is the PD commander. This guy he doesn't have any gems, so maybe Helheim's low on gems at this point. It is very gem intensive trying to run a 1v3. It can be hard to be able to dole things out. Otherwise he might have wanted to do maybe some sort of Wailing Winds play with this guy. A Death 5 mage. And we got some high-end death mages. This Jarl's got a GSS and a Dreamstone. Alright, so it's a medley of big death mages, thugs, and a few sacreds. Against presumably 5 air elementals. I think Helheim should win this, but I am curious what they might end up losing here. A couple of them go down. Got this little white mage here. Is there still an arrow? Oh, there's 2 of them. Sorry. I thought they'd all been killed. That's my bad. Oh, it's still going. Okay. Now, unfortunately, so the downside of using these air elementals, and maybe not reinforcing with something like Arouse Hunger, is there's no... because the air elementals are added HP for these mages to HP route. They're going to have to do it off their own HP, so I imagine most of them are going to die. In fact, 2 of them already have. Alright, they all end up dying. So what kind of return does get for their 25 air gems and 5 air 2s? They kill one of the white mages. I am curious to see which one. Alright. Alright, so we've got Vase with the big thug kit, Chapman. Alright, so if it's not the little white mage, I think you're maybe a little sad, but he probably recovered the gear. I think it was right there. I think we caught it right at the end. Yeah, so it's the little one. So he lost no gear. Alright. So that was a pretty good counter raid from Helheim. Let's see. Hinnom rolls out an S2. These guys are not close enough to do body ethereal. But this guy's busy doing mind burn. Okay. In Erd. Let's see. Oh, this is the Death 5 from the last battle. So maybe we're in the normal phase attacks now. Which makes sense, because we just had an S2 leading Dawnguard. Okay. So that's two wins for Helheim. Got a raid on Berytos, a Death 4 twice born. Surely this one dies, unless he... Well, he gets up Soul Vortex, but I think he still gets harassed down and dies to birds. He did not get off invulnerability. Oh, looks like the Soul Vortex is dragging enough. Nope. Was that this guy? Yeah. Did a shit ton of damage. Hit him with the bite, hit him with the poison. The poison rolled pretty high. And then got him with the talons. And that was because all the little birds harassed down the elf. Okay. So Berytos defends. There's this 11 Blackhawks. Sure, he does not care about those. We've got the Trinity, Gate Cleaver on one for armor negating damage, Frostbrand on another, and a bunch of air gems, and a Frostbrand on another. They should clean up these birds. Okay. Then in Gilgad, we've got a pack of Rephites and 2 milk carts. That one's got a bless bottle. They both got bless bottles. Alright, so it's decent bless coverage, actually. I think maybe just this guy in the middle right. Doesn't really matter, though. They're fighting 1 PD. I think that's a small enough group you could do a box formation. Just make sure you get everyone, though. Alright. Then we've got Fomoria attacking Shadowglade. Or pinging it. Finds a small number of... and a Fomorian Druid. A small number of Long Dead. How did you get a Fomorian Druid? Did I miss? Is there like a succubus running around? Because there was that Sequani Stargazer too from Marverni. So I wonder if he's running around seducing stuff. Oh, I just saw that. Sorry. In the Bulwark, we've got Helheim attacking This is the other D4. Okay, but there's a fair amount of PD here. Ooh, and we've got bark skin point buffs. Oh, if I remember right. Yeah, these guys have magic weapons. And he's put Rings of the Warrior around them, so they have 18 attack for 23 damage with their skull clubs. And he's got another one here. And they go Berserk. And if they go berserk, I believe that brings it up to 22 attack and 27 damage, which is plenty enough to kill this white mage relying on invulnerability. So actually pretty cool use for these headhunters, aptly named. They make good little army thugs. That said, they've got decent MR. I expect them to punch through this Shroud of Bewilderment soon. Yeah, we got a hit for 20. Almost certainly from that one. Yeah, the Headhunter. Although he does get stunned a little bit for his efforts. Back up to 15 HP. He's gotten absolutely mauled in combat. Now, where did the other Headhunter go? I missed him. Oh, he's dead. He hit a Barbarian because of the Shroud of Bewilderment. And got stabbed by his own teammates 4 times. Oh no. That Shroud is pretty good. Gets knocked down to 1 HP. As a reminder, here's the Bless. There's no Undying or anything. Just 1 off from killing it. Now it's running. But it's crippled, so it's not going to run fast. Shroud of Bewilderment claims a couple more friendly fire hits. And, oh gosh, and the Soul Vortex is healing him up as he runs away. Are they fatiguing out? So as he's running away, I think they're fatiguing out from the cold aura too. Well, that was very close. I really like the concept, though, from Ur. Ur's had a lot of creative thugs this game. Really been enjoying it. Alright. That was here. In Giant Spine. We've got some pigs. I'm just going to run over some stuff. In Troll Canyons. This is that Nature 4 Mana Core. And another Air Elemental. They've just been claiming many elf lives. How many kills? You've got 13 melee kills. Okay. So Ur ends up winning that one. In Norfangs, we've got Hinnom attacking Fomoria. This is the, I guess, a Ring of Regen and a Bless Bottle. Killing 1 PD. In Drygar, we've got Helheim attacking Xibalba. Well, it's a lot of long dead cav. It might be too many long dead cav. Looks like they're getting harassed down and killed. Yeah, Xibalba's just taken the better end of many of these trades. It's very much a tougher matchup. So loses 8 long dead horse and 3 Aussies, but takes out 10 Hellherdings and a Hellcarl. Can't really be replaced. Marverni attacking Hinnom. So this is a Marverni army. Got Light of the Northern Star. Let's take a look at gear. Not too much. We've got to start a Blessed Stargazer. I would put that on a druid because they're sacred. You might as well. I mean, you took a Hellbless, you might as well put it on something. And then got this antlered one. Let's see, a few Elder Druids, some pearls, earth gems, a couple of clams of pearls. Alright. Going up against Wandy and Ham. I think this is a Merc Mage, but I could be wrong. Because I think he's also got the throne. So yeah, it's mostly going to pick apart these giants. Ooh, and they steal the Crystal Mage. Okay. I'll have to check that. In Royal Green, we've got a whole bunch of Aussies and Jaguars. Going up against some Atavi. And it's a Massacre. Forest of Long Nights. So Xibalba continuing to just take more and more stuff. This is a lot more air elementals. We've got... Alright, let me count it from this screen. We've got 6 this time. So 12 air gems for 6 air elementals combined with 4 LLPs and 4 amulets of the dead. And a few cubes. So that should provide a little bit of a front line to keep stuff off. And then everything else can just jump in the back. This is a pretty expensive raid, though. It's 12 air gems to kill 1 PD and a hull hurting. Now, granted, he didn't know what would be here. He could have run into what his other raiding group ran into, which was a whole bunch of Helheim mages. That's the problem with fighting elves. Alright. Let's see. So, that was Dragar. Then we had Wold. So, Royal Green, Forest of Long Nights. Okay, and then now we're on Oleatham. Helheim attacking Alright, so we've got 2 twice-born Circle Masters here with a fair number of troops. I think I'm bodyguard. We've got a Frostbrand Hangadrot, 2 Hellcarls with boosters. We've got the Frostfather with a GSS, Chainmail of Displacement, a bunch of boosters, a bag of winds for a free air elemental. He's boosted up to Air 6, has Simulacrum, and is holding up Dark Skies. We've got this Water 3 Amber Clan Mage. And a fair number of just additional mages. We've got some decent Earth mages. And this guy, who, if he had more glamour gems, could do Wailing Winds, but I think it's just going to do Illusory Army. What did he end up casting? Vulnerability and Group Lock. Okay. This is that air elemental jumping in from the Bag of the Winds. Now, Lanka can pretty much kill infinite Phantasmal Warriors, because they're mindless, so false damage won't apply to them. But there's a lot of other stuff mixed in. Alright, so Helheim takes the victory here. Where was that? I think that was here. So, since the two Circle Masters home, not a very consequential battle for, I guess, really either of them. In Ripewoods, we've got Hinnom attacking Marverni. I'm assuming this guy's doing some bark skin. Alright. Where's that? Here. In Hipperboch. Bose? I don't know. I haven't known how to pronounce that the whole time. We've got some Draconians. We're going to murder this scout. And whatever this thing is. Looked like a hell hurting. Okay. In Trentspore, we've got Berytos attacking the Hinnom. We've got more Draconians. But there is a Melkart back here. So I think that automatically means all these Draconians are toast. But will that... If he's lucky, they'll kill some of these Dust Warriors. What did they kill back here? I didn't even know there was something back there. Oh, they did kill all the Dustwalkers, which HP routed the Melkart, so the raid kind of ends up working. They did fatigue out the Melkart, but then they all routed before the Melkart could retreat off the field. And because of the Berserker Bless, the Melkart didn't end up routing. Okay. What was that? That was Trentspore? I want to see what... Okay, so no gear on... I think that was the Dust King. Alright. So it's just the Melkart now. Fighting Marverni. We've got a Bane Lord with some Dawnguard and some Avite Archers. They're going to go ahead and kill this one PD. So putting Marverni back under siege. Berytos attacking Goodwater. Got a number of Shamblers, but there's a fair amount of Cthulhu here. But I think Shamblers should win this. Yeah, Shamblers are... I've gained a new respect for them. I used to just consider them overpriced routing units, but it seems like they've held their own in some recent fights, so I've gained a new appreciation for them. Loses 2, routes the Long Dead. Alright, so next up, we've got Helheim attacking in Vangar. So GSS, Hellcarl, we got a number of Hell Herdings, another Hellcarl. I mean, all this does is lower the MR on these mages, but it's alright. And they are well past caring. The GSS Vanjarl. Oh, we've got a Bone Reader. Okay. So a fair few casualties here for Let's see. Loses the Bone Reader, loses the Gala. In Vath, we've got Hinnom against Fomoria. We've got some birds. We're gonna maybe kill one PD. Wasn't a lot of birds. Alright. In Norville, we've got Mekone attacking Independence. We got the Hell Sword. Heroic Endurance, also for fatigue recovery. So this guy's got 5 Reinvig with partial life drain. So he gets to wear the very heavy Bloodstone armor, which gives him 10% regen. He's got flying shoes, a girdled might, and a black steel helmet. Hits with his Hell Sword for 54 damage. And gets to just chop up Militia. Oh my. Earth Power, Liquid Body, Weapons of Sharpness, Fire Shield, Personal Iron Skin. I'm curious what his fatigue is after this. 103, so the script does fatigue him out. Ends that with 53 fatigue. So got it back pretty quick. Alright, in Range of Light, we've got Marverni attacking Hinnom. Whole bunch of boars. Killing 1 PD. Then in Turtle Glades, we've got Hinnom attacking Berytos. We got another Flying Milcart killing 1 PD. Then in Nofia, we've got attacking Helheim. One of his clever little raiders again. This time a little bit more budget. Ooh, but does run into a Hangedrot. This is the diseased one, so when we first looked at him, I think he had about 25 HP. That's because he's got unequaled obesity to try and keep him alive from this disease that's just eating away at him. This might be enough stuff coming through after killing the PD commander that they end up killing the thug, who just woke up from their buff script. Here it is. I guess it also included some skeletons. It's on Advance and Cast. The Soul Vortex coming in clutch. That said, Long Dead don't care about that, so he's really relying on the M's. I think that's one of the first times I've seen Wither Bones off-scripted. Especially since it got nerfed. I believe it's an MR check for half now. Alright, the imps have stopped flying in, so not going to be able to get fatigue back from imps, although it gets one last little burst. Do wonder if maybe the Hangedrot ends up running away too. It is getting harassed down. Oh, that was a huge banishment. Alright, the glamour is popped. We're almost to Twilight. And then I think the elf just dies. Gosh, it's got so many hit points. There it is. It's already taken like 30-something damage and still got 20 hit points. There we go. Alright. So the long dead proved to be too much. Sends that... Was that Hangadrat Twiceborn? I spent all that time looking at that Hangadrat and didn't check. Yeah. So loses the gear but gets the Hangadrat back. In Wolfen Plain, we've got a milk cart here. This is the one with the shade mail. Runs into 1 or 3 PD. We've got some Blood Slave combat. The Zotz defends himself. Oh, we actually got some luck. And there's an arena battle. That's exciting. Oh, but no one sent anything. No! Mekone attacking Hinnom. Alright. So Mekone sends in a Cryptes. It's got a lantern shield, probably for the Pokemon aspect, which is the 3 corpse candles. The fear is also a good effect for the arena because running equals death. Has a Mingasha parrying to keep him at 22 defense. Has a Thunderbow for AN damage. A Scorpion Crown for some little scorpion Pokemon. Bottle of Living Water for another little Pokemon aspect. And then it gets an Air Elemental from the Bag of Winds. So this guy shows up to the arena and just unleashes 8 things at the smell cart, who's got a Sword of Swiftness. Comes in pre-blessed, I guess just ready to attack. Maybe he does Earth Power. On attack rear. Oh, and the Cryptes ends up routing. Now, Melkarts also have a fear effect. So let's see if he routed from damage or just being scared. Did get affected by fear. Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, the stunned Melkart was scary enough that the Cryptes ran away. They did get him down to 36 HP, so it was potentially possible to kill him. Oh, we've got a decaying effect here. So now we have an old Melkart. Oh gosh. Alright, well, if anyone can fix it, it's a Melkart. So what did Hinnom win? 324 gold and 26 fire gems. And Mekone loses another haul of gear. Now, that said, if he used hammers to make that in the Throne of the Artificer, the true cost of all of that gear is significantly lower. So it's not quite as bad as it looks, but I think there was a fair number of 10 gem items on that guy. So now 10 like this, with a hammer, it goes to 8. And then for the 20% discount, it goes to 6. So this is 6 gems, 12 gems. This goes to Yeah, I think it's still 6. So 18. Oh gosh. 14 and 9. Then 20% is 11 and 7. So 18. So we're at 18 plus 9. I think that's 27 because I can't do math. And then 33. And then what was that? It was 18? No. Oh, because that was a lot more. So that's 9 and 4. And then 7 and 3, so 10. So I think we're at like 29. Honestly, I'm starting to lose track. So I think we're at like 39 now. And then this would be 3 and then 2. So I don't know, like let's call it 41 gems worth of gear on this guy. So it's a pretty significant investment, even with hammers. Which just goes to show how crazy strong mill carts are. Alright. We do have some barbarians kill some PD. And then they also attack a bloodhunting province and get absolutely destroyed. That said, none of this stuff was blessed. So these barbarians are getting full value. Alright, so they kill 17 ocelotls and a jaguar. That's pretty significant, actually. Okay. And yeah, it looks like we've got a whole lot of blood hunting happening. Not in Cold Hollows, so maybe this is migrating or setting up something or other, or patrolling. Oh, he's got the little cave kobolds in here for the bonus resources. And then other than that, I think Xibalba is just consolidating here. Where did they raid? Was it Royal Green? Okay. So they take back all these gems. And I'm pretty sure they've killed all the Helheim raiders, so unless new ones migrate from the Ur sector, then Xibalba is pretty much done now. They killed most of them last turn. Helheim, meanwhile, frees up 2 labs, so I believe they traced gem income, but not gold income. Oh, I forgot Ur took the cap last turn. Okay, so all the Twiceborn mages are just dead. That's good to know. Nevertheless, a fair amount of additional attrition, still has some mages, and is giving Ur more difficulties. Ur does trace income here, though, because they've got Helheim now. But I think Helheim's just left to mostly commanders and Hellherdings. So they don't have to worry about desertion, so it's mostly about getting gems so that they can do whatever traps they want to do, or soul vortex, all that good stuff. So Helheim putting up a little bit more fight here, consolidating thugs. I mean, let's see. Still got 3, 6, or 3, 4. 6, 8, 11, 12. Then, I mean, it's still got like 25 Mages. Ur's got some work to put in to put this down. And he's collecting gem income. So this turn he got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gems. So if we check out the gem graph for gem income, yeah, you can see the bump that Helheim got for tracing to labs. Alright. But outside of Helheim's death throes against the overwhelming coalition that they had to be pitted up against, we've got, I mean, it looks like is just kind of building back up his forces. He needs to secure this. I am worried that Xibalba is going to consolidate and raise new forces faster than and maybe invade but we'll have to wait and see. There's also the potential that Xibalba could attack Helheim, because they also have a huge border, and there is a lot of expansion room here for Xibalba. I'm not sure if you want to leave to your back, because is in a pretty strong position, even if they don't have any thrones, which is a downside to attacking So I don't know if they're going to try to sign some sort of nap. And then Xibalba's going to attack Hinnom. Maybe goes after Mekone. That could certainly be a sort of split that they do. Now, when it comes to Berytos, we have near 600 troops in the capital. And what that's telling me is, and we've got the troops from the throne are on their way back, so he's not leaving much of a garrison here in Barren Crags. So most of the shed are on their way back. So what that tells me is he's assembling a new army. And this army is, I think it's going to aim at Helheim. Probably Nilmeria. In the meantime, though, Hinnom is collecting income. Well, some income. You know, a lot of it's unrested to shit. But he's getting some income from all this. While Berytos isn't raiding stuff back, he's collecting this gem income, I believe. Does he trace it? He does. Okay. In the most roundabout way possible. All right. I guess it goes technically more like this, but... All right. I mean, so Hinnom's getting a lot of income, a lot of gem income. Marverni did set a boundary here, but this boundary didn't get completed through the Berytos lands. So despite Marverni's efforts to cut off Hinnom's income from all this stuff, Hinnom is still collecting income all the way back to his capital and other forts. So I think that's good for Hinnom. I don't know what he's going to do about this Berytos army that gets assembled. But in terms of his plan of maybe trying to kill Marverni, I think that's still difficult too for him, to be honest. Mostly because the mill carts I don't think can do anything about Marverni armies. And there's 2 of them. And he has to give them a pretty wide berth, because they will just kill mill carts. So you can see he's raiding in the middle. He doesn't care about the boar stack. In fact, he probably wants to bump it so he can kill the great boars. But he doesn't want to just throw away mill carts to these 2 armies. So there was some mill cart raiding. He raided around here, maybe hoping this army would just stay on the throne. But gave this army very wide clearance. So I don't think there's anything in the neighborhood that he cares about. All right, other than that, he's still sieging down this Fomorian fort. And just trying to reassemble an army to go after Sitha while still maybe looking strong on the Xibalba border. Not sure. All right, still has an army here in Nilmeria, so that'll have to be dealt with. Has reclaimed this, but has not come back to blood hunt it after encountering that Hinnom army. And yeah, I think that's most of it. We can talk about Mekone a little bit. Mekone has recracked TNG, and he's brought 2 huge Elder Cyclops. I anticipate he's hoping these are finally the SCs to kill the cat. I think he's kitting out more over here. I forget, do these Cyclops get a forge discount? No, they get Master Smith. Okay. So, I mean, we'll have to see. But yeah, he's got to put this down before he can go back to attacking Fomoria. I'm not sure if Fomoria knows about all the defeats that Mekone has taken. But he's also getting raided to shit by Melkarts. And so it looks like Fomoria has consolidated in his capital and in various forts, and I think he's going to try to break out at some point. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think that's everyone. So let's go ahead and go through the graphs. For provinces, Hinnom has reached new highs and is much bigger than Xibalba, Mekone, and our second, third, and fourth. For forts, we've got Xibalba, Berytos, Hinnom, and For income, we've got Hinnom, Mekone, and Xibalba. I mean, that's still a pretty big income lead. And then for gem income, we've got Xibalba, and Hinnom. Hinnom taking a lot of gem-rich lands this turn, I guess. We can take a look at the dire portents too. For blood income, we've got Xibalba and Berytos. I expect Xibalba to pop next turn. I don't think Berytos will, because he's consolidating to send out an army. I would be surprised if he did. For research, Berytos is still, I don't know, almost double anyone else in the lobby. So we're just waiting for him to use it. He did use it to take the Helheim fort. But when he goes to use this on Hinnom, Hinnom's not going to have a lot of tech to look to in response, I don't think. It's a huge research gulf, and that's because Hinnom's been fighting all game. For Dominion, we've got Xibalba, and Hinnom. And Marverni being way ahead here, going back to research, is the reason why Hinnom has struggles taking on Marverni armies too. Although I think there's some just native aspects to Marverni that make them reasonably well suited to killing Hinnom. At least that's my belief. Large communions that can soul slay, enslaved mind, drop rocks, gifts from heaven can be pretty strong. They can buff all sorts of random troops. They can do army thugs. I think they just have a lot of answers for what Hinnom likes to do. All right. For army size, we've got Xibalba, and Berytos. Hinnom is slowly creeping up here. They haven't reached their former highs, though. But, I mean, the zoo is just growing massively every turn. And is now well larger than and Berytos. And then for ascension points, we've got Xibalba. So, I forget if we've looked at Xibalba's path to victory. You need 6 thrones. They've got 3 of them. This is a Hinnom throne that's unclaimed. So they need 3 thrones. They border Copper Canyons. They border... No, maybe they don't border anything else. But, I mean, Hinnom does have 3 thrones. It would be very difficult for them to get down to Nilmeria, though. Or even World's Teeth, for that matter. So you look at Copper Canyons, you look at Resting Heights, which you also have a border to. So then you need number 6. I mean, you could potentially assemble a big air army and try to go take World's Teeth. And that would let you take 2 off of Hinnom in a throne rush. And then you could try to take this one off Mekone. So, I mean, there's some potential there, especially while Mekone's busy, or if you wait. Assuming Mekone wins this, then presumably Mekone will go attack Fomoria if Fomoria retakes some land. And that'll pull this army even further away from Resting Heights. So maybe you nap break do this. I think Xibalba has the strength to potentially take all 3 of these. I'm not sure. I think both Mekone and could try to respond to Resting Heights. I'm not sure if this Dustwalker army is strong enough to kill Blessed Ocelotls. And then Marverni would have to try and save you from World's Teeth. But, I mean, there's also the more pragmatic approach, which is you just keep building up. Because you know Hinnom's tied down in a bunch of wars. So you can't be coalitioned except by Mekone and And it's kind of an awkward border for Mekone to try and coalition you. I think you're more likely to maybe get Mekone to split with you. But we'll have to wait and see. But I think Xibalba's in a very strong position here as they get to continue consolidating in terms of trying to win the game. So I think that's it for this one. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.